McFarland is here. Wes, we're going to need you to come on back to work because, just because. I was hollering at Wes.
Okay.
Hey, Jerry. How are you, sir? Thank you for the heads up. Jerry Whittle II is a good American, great American, fine American. I'm on my own today. I don't have Adam calling in from upstairs telling me what's going on. Adam's taking the rest of the day off. Charlie is here. Charlie is a great American. Charlie, I was just trying to sell one of your CP3, CP4 catastrophic LML kits just now before I sat down. Hope old man calls us back and buys the kit. So here we go. Thursday, October the 25th, 2018. So football update. Kentucky plays Missouri this weekend, Saturday. That's going to be a really, really good game. I'm going to be sad that I'm not going to be home to see it. On Saturday, myself and JT will be at Jason Lockhart is a damn good American. JT and myself will be at G&R Diesel's dyno event. We're going to go up there and set up a booth. I'm going to help Galen on the dyno. So if you guys are around Fredericksburg, Ohio on Saturday, if you want to come by, say hi, run your truck on the dyno. Go Cats, absolutely. CATS, Cats. Come by, we'd love to see you. So G&R Diesel, Fredericksburg, Ohio, we will be there on Saturday. Let's see. I'm going to start out with the first one that we got, talking about the former presidents getting the explosives in the mail. Bad stuff, man. Too much hate in the world right now. We got to get it calmed down. I was proud of President Trump for saying something about that the other night at one of his rallies. Very good on him for doing that, and people need to heed that. Too many politics right now going on. Too much bad in the world. When you're sending stuff through the mail to blow people up, it's a bad deal. There's so more people right now on Q&A than there ever has before. I've prided myself on trying to answer everybody's questions. If I don't get to them, I apologize. But please remember that you can always email us. You can send us a message on Facebook. You can always call us, and we'll be glad to help you. That's what we do, and that's what we pride ourselves on. So here we go. I think we've got a few questions here. Blake Aubrey, that's exactly right. John Short is a great American, and that is my tagline from John Short. But everybody needs to be a great American. We're all great Americans. But talk about John Short. If you guys, some of you all that are Kentucky fans, anybody gets on Twitter and picks on John Short, you need to go to church. Because you need to go to church. Because if you don't go to church, it's going to be hot where you go. So there's that. So Tosh Kelman says 01 LB7. If primed, it'll fire up until it runs out and she dies. Fuel filter head has been rebuilt. All new O-rings. Maybe my water and fuel sensor has a crack in it, but I'm not sure. I'm going to try a new filter. But do you guys have any other thoughts? I like your idea on the water and fuel sensor. The water and fuel sensor, traditionally, when it gets a crack in it, though, you will have an external leak. You would get something out of that, but it's worth a shot. I'm sure your water and fuel sensor is probably screwed up anyway, just like everybody else's is. Change it out, see if that fixes anything. You can apply a vacuum gauge to the system anywhere, pull vacuum on it and see if any of the vacuum falls away, and then just trace it back towards the tank. These trucks getting older the way they are. These lines are rusting, frames are rusting, things of that nature. You're going to get some cracks like that. You could have a weak lift pump as well. If you've got weak batteries and the truck's not turning over fast enough, this is going to cause you a problem on getting the truck started in the same number of cranks. So just, don't take any of that stuff for granted. Make sure that you cover all your bases before you go throwing money and parts at it, for sure. Let's see. I got comments over here, so I'm going to go through this too. Mallory Mollett from Plowboy Diesel, absolutely. Mallory, thank you for watching. I know that you deal with JT quite a bit, so thank you all. Dylan Tipton, thank you for all the help. Absolutely. When I asked, now I just need a price on a turbo for my P-Pump 24. Dylan, you sent me a message. I thought I'd respond to that. If I didn't, buddy, I apologize. It just depends on what turbo you want. You're more welcome to call in here. Send me another message on Facebook. I'll try to get to it as best as I can, man. Let's see. Where do I put my spark plugs, Kevin? I like to put mine in my lawnmower. My wife's car are both good places for them, for sure. If you've got a generator, pretty good chance it takes one too. Devin Trujillo, gosh dog, Devin, I'm sorry, man. What's the best delete kit for a 14 Ram Eco Diesel? Devin, we don't really cover deletes here on the show, but please give us a call. I'll be glad to walk you through any of that. Sam Whitlock says, what's your opinion on the manual shifter controller for automatic trans on 6.4 Power Stroke? Also, your thoughts on the exhaust brake controller that uses the VGT. I believe BD sells it correct. Sam, both of them, awesome products. Awesome products. I cannot say enough about it. Those two things in conjunction. If you're towing a pretty good sized trailer, a lot of guys right now have got RVs and things of that nature. The manual shift function for slowing down and being able to control your gear shift is phenomenal. The exhaust brake function that incorporates the VGTs plus the trans braking, that controller from BD are awesome. We've got a 6-7 video on that coming out next week, or we're going to be working on the install next week. So look for that. Both of them are really good, really good features. I definitely suggest it. The first experience that I had with those two things are on our LML Chevrolet, the tap shifter plus the exhaust brake control. It's amazing. There's no other towing experience that you're going to have until you have that. So good luck. We'd be glad to help you with your purchase on that. Alex Vehem says, I have an intercooler leak. What's a good intercooler to replace? I also have a Smarty Junior programmer, but it keeps showing I have an injector problem when I just replaced my injectors last week. Alex, really need to know more about that code on the injectors. If it's an electrical code, you want to make sure that you go back through all your wiring, including valve cover, to make sure that you have all of those bases covered. The Dodges won't actually code for a mechanical code. It's normally going to code for an electrical, so I'd say you've probably got something going on in that wiring harness, Alex. Intercooler leak. We sell several different companies that offer intercoolers. Spearco. I've got Mishimoto. I've got BD as well. So I have several different companies. Missed one. I apologize, but we absolutely could help you with that. Devin Proctor says, best way to keep your truck running at top peak for the cold winter months is fuel additive a good choice. I've heard it's good, but it's not very good for the engine. Devin, fuel additive is a very good thing. Always, you're going to get the anti-waxing properties and fuel additives for your wintertime blend of fuel. Also, a cetane boost, which is going to get you a little bit better fuel economy, just a better driving experience out of the truck. The other thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got your fuel filter changed on the truck. You want to have a good fuel filter. When the truck gets colder, it's harder to move the fluid. You want to make sure that you've got a good clean fuel filter starting out with. It also keeps you away from water that's going to be in the water separator bowl, which can cause you a lot of problems. Batteries. Make sure your batteries are good. If you've got 1 week battery, you want to go ahead and replace both of your batteries. Get that taken care of. You got a better cranking. Better cranking for the engine. You're going to have easier starts in the morning. Plug the truck up. So many people don't want to do this. I don't understand why. It's not going to raise your electric bill's not going to go through the roof. You want to make sure that you plug your truck up during the winter. You're going to have heat when you turn it on. The truck's going to start easier. So many advantages to plug in your truck up. It's just also going to be easier on the truck through the winter months. Make sure your cord is good on your heater. Make sure your glow plugs are good if your truck has glow plugs. So there's several different things there. Those are the basic things that you want to check. But three things you do that are the main things for wintertime. Make sure that you change your fuel filter before the temperatures get too low. Make sure that you've got good batteries on the truck, and plug your truck up at night. I promise you will not go wrong if you do that. Let's see. Gerald Heron says, full delete with up pipe or not, 06 LLY. You want to do the LB7 up pipe, I'll talk to that. Gerald, give us a call, we'll talk you through it. Hello, Mr. Fowler, Great American. Curious Wallace, 1 bank, 4 open injectors, 01 LB7. Chris, it could be one injector that's fallen out there and have a bad solenoid that's giving you false readings there. You could have a fickum problem on the truck, on the LB7s, because they've got the fickum. It could be underneath the valve cover at the splitter as well, at the electrical tie-in, and also make sure you check your wiring harness real good for sure. Any knowledge about an Allison 04 LLY? As far as rebuilds and stuff go, Steve, give us a call. We'll be glad to help you with that. Hey, Mansell Washburn, Michigan fan, go blue. Hey, as long as Ohio State's lost here, we're probably in a pretty good shape. A very, very dear friend of mine is a humongous Ohio State fan. Mansell's a good friend of mine too, and he's a Michigan fan. It's a hard road for me to hold. Thank God my team does not play in the Big Ten. Malzerolo says 98-24 valve when going in 6 overdrive. It goes in, downshifts right back to 5th every time when going into 6. Mal, I'm assuming that you're talking about an automatic truck. If the truck is locking in and out of overdrive, you could very well have something going on with the grounds in your throttle position sensor. We have a noise isolator from BD that we sell that really does a good job of that. You're looking at a 4-speed transmission on that, so if it's falling in and out of torque converter lockout, I would definitely check out that noise isolator. Jerry Will says, best suspension setup from Dodge to carry a snowplow. I don't know that we carry anything that's going to actually get you a beefier suspension other than, a leveling kit or something of that nature. We do offer upgraded track bars for the truck, so we'd be glad to help you with that one, man. Travis Hamby says, 09 Dodge, 6.7 PCM ECM. Code and charging system won't charge. Travis, have you checked that with a voltmeter? I know it's a common thing on the 6.7s. I think that you are having probably an ECM problem. The regulator, if I'm not mistaken, is internal to the PCM on those trucks. If that is your problem and you don't want to go down the road of replacing the entire PCM, you could get an internally regulated alternator, go that route and bypass PCM, but other parameters could fall out in the PCM and ECM as well as you go along and give you other problems. Ronald Omark says, does your Power Shot have anti-gel properties? It does. It is ready for winter blend fuel, Ronald. Thank you for that. Sterling Harper is here. Sterling is a damn fine American. Brandon Hoffman, want to add 100 horsepower injectors to an 06 Dodge 3500. What else do I need to make that happen? Have cold air intake, ARP studs going in, AFE exhaust manifold so far. So, Brandon, you're going to want to make sure that you do a lift pump for sure. Absolutely. That is the very bare minimum before you put 100 horsepower injectors in. You're also going to want to do, I just got shot with a damn rubber band, or I got a little pump in here that won't shoot you with a rubber band. Made it happen. Pretty good shot there. You're also going to want to make sure that you upgrade your CP3. You're not going to be able to get 100 horsepower injectors, everything out of a 100 horsepower injector, unless you upgrade the CP3. So make sure that very bare minimum do a 10 mil stroker pump on that. I think that's going to get you where you need to be. And don't do 100 horsepower injectors and 10 mil pump on the stock turbo, man. You're going to do a turbo upgrade as well. I have the opportunity, Matthew Corman says, I have the opportunity to purchase a 2011 LML. Seller bought it at an auction in Oklahoma and shipped it to Wisconsin. Got it home and it ran rough. Sent it to a shop and they pulled fuel pressure regulator on CP4 and said the CP4 is junk. Found metal shavings on the fuel pressure regulator. Rust-free truck, great condition, clean truck. Question is, what's a good price to pay for the truck? CP3 conversion or back to CP4 if it's true the pump is blown. CP3 conversion, do a catastrophic kit that comes with injectors, rail lines, everything. The back leak lines, definitely, absolutely do this. For 100% certainty. If you decide you just want to go back to CP4, you can do that as well, but you still need to do injectors, lines, and so forth. So, man, I hate that. And you guys that have got trucks and have got big time problems like that, they'll put these trucks back out on the auction blocks and put these in another man's home. You never know when a young guy's going to get hold of one of these trucks. He spends his last dime on it. He gets a damn car loan for $0 down, and all of a sudden he's getting this truck and he's staring down the barrel of a $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 repair on this truck that he can't afford. don't live outside of your means. Don't buy trucks you can't afford. But if you got a truck, you've got this kind of thing, try to fix it, man, before you put it in somebody else's driveway. Drives me crazy. Allison is throwing a PO 700 code slipping down the gear sometimes. Steve, that's probably a limp mode. You would definitely need to go ahead and start thinking about some transmission upgrades for the truck, transmission tuning as well. But James Hickman, 0524 valve, driving at 50 mile an hour, kicks into third, pull it over, shut it off, and it drives just fine. James, same thing for you, grounds. You want to make sure you check all your grounds out. Readjust the bands in the transmission. Check fluids, check the filter, check your drive pressures on the transmission. A lot of different stuff can go into that. You could have a pressure solenoid that's falling out there, but I wouldn't suggest just throwing that kind of a part out. You need to get an accurate diagnosis on it and go forward. Is the CP3 swaps on the LML worth it, or is it necessary? Josh, we have found that the CP4 failures on the Duramaxes is one of the most costly and common failures out there in the field today through all the platforms. You definitely want to make sure that if you're going to have one of these trucks, you have to be aware of that failure. Make sure that you put a lift pump on the truck. Make sure that you are keeping good fuel pressure inside the vehicle. Make sure that you're not running incorrect tuning. If you're running too much pressure, CP4, you're spelling disaster right there. Good quality fuel. Keep your fuel filters changed. Do everything you can preventatively to keep CP4 from exploding on you if you can't afford to do the conversion. If it's my truck and you've got the money to do it, you absolutely do a conversion for sure. Marcus, I can't answer that question here, man. Give us a call. I'll be glad to help you. Justin Porter, what's a 99 734 before auto extended cab long bed floss condition with 72,000 miles worth? Wow. That's amazing. What's Blue Book on the truck? I'm sure Blue Book on it's probably $6,000, maybe $7,000. The low mileage, it just depends on what somebody wants to pay for it. It really does. Me personally, if I'm buying it, I'm not going to go past what the book's telling me. I'm not going to pay more than I'm going to pay in taxes on the vehicle for sure. So keep that in mind, man. Good luck with the purchase. I hope you get the truck. Stephen Epley says, I've never owned a 6.0. I've heard the later years are a little better, but I've had the opportunity to buy an 03 F350 6.0 single cab with 196,000 miles on the truck. Is rust-free and one owner, and he's asking $9,500 for it. Is the truck worth it, and what could I expect long term? Stephen, sounds like to me the truck might be worth that. The 03s have got a little bit more difficult intake to work on. It's a little bit more difficult to get to the EGR in some of those trucks. But yeah, absolutely. It sounds like you got a good one there, man. If you're happy with the truck, do everything you can to make sure it doesn't already have a blown head gasket or something of that nature, and then move forward with your purchase if it's something that you're comfortable with. Colin Rainey's here. Colin was one just stepped in the office and shot me the rubber band. My buddy Fabian Ortiz is here. Fabian is a damn good American. You probably see Fabian at a lot of diesel events. He does a lot of the photograph shooting. He's the owner of Toxic Diesel, so a really good dude. If you see Fabian out at one of these events, go up and say hi to him. He's absolutely one of the nicest guys in the industry, and I'm proud to call him a buddy of mine. Trev Bird is here. Trev is a damn good American. Jaron is here. Jaron's a good American. All good Americans today. We got a posse full of good Americans in here today. We need to get us a war together or something, boys. Jessica Ally May Kramer. Jessica, you have a lot of names. What can I do to make people stop parking at diesel gas pumps that don't have a diesel? Jessica, let me tell you what I do. So close to my place, there's a little gas station that I trust. They've got high turnover on diesel fuel, but they've got both diesel pumps, the small nozzle and the big nozzle, both are in one alley, so one on one island on one side. So what happens is, obviously there's also gas in this pump too. So it's a busy little station. I live in Lexington, Kentucky, which is in town. I mean, it's pretty busy. I like to just absolutely park as close to their bump. This is the only, I feel like as a driver, this is really my only I don't know, lack of better words, pardon the vulgarity, but this is my only prick move that I do when I'm driving. I'm pretty easy going when driving. I like to pull as close to their bumper when I can when we go to the pump and just sit there. And my truck is extremely annoying to listen to. The clutch just sounds awful because it's a dual disc and it rattles like hell. Of course, it's 24 valve. So when I'm sitting there and you're trying to pump gas in your car and I'm behind you like this, I think you kind of get the message. So it's starting to thin out a little bit at my gas station, but I know it's still happening all over the world. So drive yourself an aggravating truck and just aggravating the hell out of them, you know. Best tuners for an 01 Ford Excursion. The switchable chips are always very, very good. TS has a good one. Power Hungry Performance. Don't forget about programmers too. A lot of the programmers out there are very, very good for these trucks. The Super Chips is a really, really good one for the 7.3. So don't neglect the chips. The thing about the programmers, which is nice over a chip, is you get the ability to read and clear diagnostic codes. So very good. Boo Price is one of the other ones that shot me in the face with a rubber band just a minute ago. Boo's a prick, but there you go. Nathan Straw, 96 F250 7.3, worth $500. I paid for extended cab, 4x4, 220 on it. If you paid $500 for a 96 OBS and it's running and driving, Nathan, you're a lucky dude, and that's awesome. I would definitely consider yourself a lucky man, and I need to find some deals like that myself. Austin Cruz says 01 2500 torque converter locks and unlocks with the heater on full blast. Replace the alternator and it still does it. Never done it until I pulled the trans out and put it back in. Austin, had you not said that about pulling the trans out and putting it back in, I would have probably gone ahead and told you to do the noise isolator. But that is a cheap and easy upgrade to do on the truck. So when we talk about the noise isolator, BD has got a it's just a noise isolator. It goes in line on your TPS sensor on your ground wire, and what it does is it just makes sure that even with a good ground on the truck, that it's going to keep the, and I don't know the proper terminology on this, that you don't have the electrical back and forth with your ECM that can cause the torque converter to lock and unlock. So before you do anything else, make sure you check all your grounds. Look at the wiring loom that is on the motor. Make sure that it didn't get pinched when you put something back in. You could have a dead short. Check all your grounds. Feel like you got an electrical problem, man, as long as you didn't go into the transmission. Now, if you went in the transmission and did something and you've got this problem, then it could be something mechanical, but it's happening with an electrical thing, so I think you've got a ground issue, man. Don Pence III says, how hard did you laugh the tail whooping Banaba handed the Vols this weekend? Don, I'm going to be honest with you, man. The fact that Saban didn't, I'm not even getting into it. You know what? Tennessee's rebuilding. I know they are. Cats are coming into Neyland Stadium. I hope we can get out of there with the win. But yeah, I had a few chuckles there. My wife has called me twice. Wife, if you need me, get on the show and tell me something's going on. What's the best way to lower EGTs on the 98 24 valve Cummins? Matt, I don't know what you got done to the truck, but if you got a big box, injectors and things of that nature, you're gonna have to put some more air into the motor and try to get the temperatures down, man. Why is my 6.0 missing only when it gets to operating temperature code? That's coming up as electronic fault number 4 injector. I replaced the injector. John, are you still getting the injector code now? What is your FICM voltage? What is the fuel pressure on the truck? I would definitely suggest you to go back in there, especially find somebody with IDS and see what the wave on that injector looks like and see what the truck's doing. Noise isolator, thank you, Riley Robbins. Speaking of which, if you put a tinfoil around the ground from alternator to battery and then wrap it in electrical tape, it's a cheap fix. It just doesn't look clean anymore. LOL. That's exactly right. You can actually cut that ground to the TPS, run it to a body ground, and then or run it to a chassis ground, and you've got a good ground as well there too. It's just the noise isolator is a nice upgrade as well. All right, and just pretty. Chris, I know you do, buddy. I know you do. Don, you're a good dude, man. Austin Cruz, thank you. YouTube videos are always very helpful. You're very welcome, man. Guys, it's 3:26. I got a couple things I got to talk about here. So we're going to give away a bottle of Power Shot today, just like we always do. What is the best diesel motor? Adam, I'll tell you what, the new Power Stroke motor is a very, very good engine. L5P is, now that we're getting into L5P a little bit more, definitely looking to that. My buddy Jessica Alley, May Kramer, you were my laugh for the day. I'm sending you the bottle of Power Shot, so make sure that you reach out to us in Facebook Messenger, and Adam will get you a bottle of Power Shot out to you. Next time you pull up to the diesel pump, you can put a little bit in your rig. What else have we got? So talk about the sales that we got going on right now. Our GDP black pipe, in the 6.7 pipe sale is getting down to its final days. If you're checking that out, you got a 6.7 owner. Now's the time to do it. Pack Break's got a mail-in rebate. I'm going to talk about that just a little bit. Pack Break's wireless remote system that they've got controllable over your phone. If you guys have got RVs, goosenecks, or something like that, and you're on the fence about getting airbags, first off, get airbags. Number two, get this wireless controller kit. It makes it super, super nice. It's really easy to control from inside the cab. The sale that they've got going on right now, the manufacturer of Pack Break's going to give you the rebate. It's very, very good. Our 6.0 turbos are on sale right now. They need to get out of here. We got a ton of them. If you guys are needing a turbo for your 6.0, please call us. Be glad to send you one. In fact, we probably send you a turbo and a free t-shirt and probably put you on the Christmas card list. They need to get out of here. Shipping on Suncoast Transmission is totally free this month. Still, that's been up for a while. So if you're on the fence on a turbo on transmission, we got you all covered. I want to just say this again and stress this. If you all have got questions and I didn't get to your question, please make sure that you reach out to us. Facebook, you can send us an email, you can call us up here at the shop. Whatever you all want to do, we'll get your question answered the best way we can. And if we don't know the answer to your question, we'll figure it out. So there you go. All right, that's it for me today. I'm going to sign off here. You all try to be good Americans. God bless America. Everybody just try to be good to one another. Just try to get some of the hate out of your heart and just go forward. And I'm going to give a plug. We don't usually do this, but right now, big time comedy for me. YouTube, SEC Shorts. That's SEC Shorts channel. They do some of the funniest videos. If you guys live in the South and you're SEC school, they do some of the funniest video. I've absolutely been laughing at this crap for 2 weeks. Check these guys out. They've got no affiliation with Thoroughbred Diesel, but they do good comedy, and I like good comedy. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your business. We appreciate it so much. See you all next week.